The Whispering Woods. Long ago, on the edge of a remote village, there lay a forest shrouded in eternal mist. The villagers called it the Whispering Woods. Legends whispered that anyone who entered the forest after dusk would never return. Some said it was cursed, while others believed it was home to spirits and creatures unknown. Among the villagers was a young orphan named Elias. Quiet and curious, he spent most of his time listening to the elders' tales about the forest. Despite their warnings, Elias couldn't resist the lure of the unknown. He often wandered near the forest's edge, hoping to catch a glimpse of its secrets. One stormy evening, Elias's best friend, a stray dog named Shadow, ran into the forest chasing after a rabbit. Elias called out desperately, but the dog vanished into the mist. Knowing the risks, Elias grabbed a lantern and stepped into the forest, determined to save his companion. As soon as he crossed the threshold, the air grew colder, and the world seemed to shift. The trees were impossibly tall, their twisted branches forming claw-like shapes. Shadows danced across the mist, and faint whispers floated through the air, though no one was visible. "Shadow!" Elias called out, his voice echoing eerily. He followed faint paw prints on the damp ground, his lantern casting a dim, flickering light. The deeper he ventured, the louder the whispers became. At times, they sounded like voices calling his name, at other times, like chilling laughter. Elias reached a clearing where the ground was covered in strange, glowing mushrooms. In the center stood an ancient stone altar, carved with runes that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly light. Shadow was there, but he wasn't alone. A figure cloaked in black emerged from the shadows. Its face was hidden beneath a hood, but its glowing green eyes pierced the darkness. The whispers around Elias grew louder, almost deafening. "Who dares disturb the forest's slumber?" the figure intoned, its voice like the rustling of leaves in the wind. I am here for my dog," Elias stammered, clutching his lantern tightly. The figure tilted its head. "Many have entered these woods for far less noble reasons. Few leave. Why should you?" Summoning courage, Elias replied, "Shadow is my only family. I couldn't let him be lost." The figure was silent for a moment, then stepped closer. "This forest tests those who enter. It reveals their true selves. Your loyalty is admirable, but you have yet to prove your worth." With a wave of its hand, the figure disappeared, and the clearing transformed. Elias found himself in a maze of towering trees, each path leading in a different direction. The whispers became voices, taunting him, planting doubts in his mind. "You'll never find your way. Leave the dog and save yourself. You're not strong enough." Despite the fear gripping his heart, Elias pressed on. He focused on Shadow's faint barks, which guided him through the labyrinth. At one point, he encountered a pack of glowing-eyed wolves blocking his path. Though terrified, Elias stood his ground and shouted, "I won't leave without Shadow." The wolves growled but eventually parted, allowing him to pass. Finally, Elias reached another clearing. Shadow was there, wagging his tail, unharmed. The cloaked figure reappeared, this time with a faint smile. "You have proven your bravery and loyalty," it said. "Few pass the test of the Whispering Woods. You may leave, but remember this, the forest sees all. It rewards the pure of heart and punishes the wicked. Spread this tale, and warn others to tread carefully." The figure vanished, and the forest began to fade into its usual misty stillness. Elias picked up Shadow and hurried back to the village. From that day on, Elias became a storyteller, sharing his harrowing experience with all who would listen. Though the villagers were more fearful of the forest than ever, they also respected its power. Elias, however, often wondered, had the forest truly spared him, or was it waiting for the right moment to call him back? The Whispering Woods remained as mysterious as ever, its secrets hidden in the mist, whispering to those daring enough to listen.